Alright, welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. So I was made aware of this game, this online game, and it seemed to be kind of sort of in my wheelhouse. I used to be a U.S. Army veteran, and I have a little bit of an understanding of kind of what, extremism looks like and all that jazz, right? However, the only reason I know about this is because I was scrolling through social media, and one of the groups that I'm part of, someone posted something about this character named Amelia, and I had no idea. It was very clearly British, and I am not from Great Britain. I'm not from the UK, and so I was like, "What is going on here?" So and of course, I like memes. I think anything's funny. I don't really care where they're coming from. I just kind of, if it's a meme and it's funny, or if it's interesting, I'm kind of into it, right? But then I found out that the meme is actually attached to, I guess, this. This is a video game. I don't even know who. I'm not British enough to know where, like, like here in the United States, it would be more of a it would have been like the Department of Education, but I don't know what the British version of that is. So maybe I can let's see, shout out UK. All right, so let's see. Go away. Okay, so we founded by this dude in 2005 or 2015. Shout out UK is a multi-award-winning creative enterprise on a mission to defend and amplify democracy by ensuring all citizens understand how their government functions through political literacy, are inoculated from disinformation and misinformation. Those are kind of charged words right there. If anyone knows what if anyone out there knows about anything about like what it's called, information operations in the military, things like this, where are they? Things like this are very heated words or terms that can be used to sway information. All right, so it's like, so that kind of thing. So this actually kind of reads a little bit like that information operations kind of concept. Let's see. No clients, including but not limited to Department for Digital, Cultural, Media, Sport. Jeez, how long? U.S. Embassy in London. U.S. State Department. So I guess this SOUK, weirdly enough, has worked with the U.S. I'm not familiar with any of their stuff that they've done with the U.S., but I guess they've done something. Let's see, got awards, all that jazz, blah blah blah. Problem: a sense of exclusion, alienation, and disengagement from political processes is increasingly prevalent in today's society. I wonder why. Let's see, what about solution? Grounded in European digital media observatory guidelines and emphasize co-design and evidence-based delivery. Again, that's information operations stuff right there. Yeah, so alright, look. So their goals, I guess, are to just, being awareness and whatever. At least that's what they're saying. Let's see. So let's go ahead and go back. Let's go ahead and just start playing this. I'm kind of curious what they consider extremism, what this is about, because it does say for education on extremism, radicalization, and prevent. I'm not sure what prevent is. If anyone is from the UK who can tell me what prevent is exactly, by all means let me know. I am not familiar with it. I'm not from over there, so I don't know. But I do know what this is. And I've seen this plenty of times. Usually in the last, I guess, decade, a lot of it has come from Islam. Like when ISIS got really big, and people were starting to get radicalized and like going over there to join ISIS. That happened a lot. I know I had a buddy. Well, I say a buddy. I had a soldier who was in the army back in the I guess early 2010s. He got kind of radicalized in some way, not to the point of going and joining the enemy or anything like that, but he did end up going AWOL due to his found beliefs. He came to the understanding or belief that the coalition forces were actually the actual terrorists, and the terrorists were the good guys. And then he ended up leaving, trying to get away. And later down the road, he got captured or picked up by the police and sent back to the military. But he was gone for quite a while. So I've seen that kind of thing firsthand. So let's see what this kind of stuff has to do. So let's go ahead and play it. Alrighty, say press start. Welcome to Pathways, an interactive game where you determine your journey. Yay, my journey. In this game, you will have to choose between certain options that can lead to different outcomes. Let's see where your paths take you. Alright, let's see.
In this game, you will be presented with scenarios that require you to take action, like hearing something hurtful while gaming, or watching a provocative video on social media.
I mean, anyone who grew up in early days with Call of Duty, I mean, that's not really much. I say something hurtful? Well, gaming? Okay. And that's not really that's just funny to me. It's just the world we live in now. It's just like they have to tell you that. It's like a disclaimer. It's like, you might hear hurtful things. It's like, okay. In other news, your mama. Right?
From the 3 alternative options presented, you will use your mouse to select one based on the information given and what outcome you think this will have.
Alright, so 3 alternative options, and I just have to select one. Okay, cool.
The choices you make will determine the route your character takes. Remember to be aware of getting trapped in risky or harmful situations, as the different choices can lead to situations involving extremism and radicalization, damaging the outcome for your character.
Oh no! Okay, so let's see. Remembering to be aware, again, aware. That's in the zeitgeist. That word has entered the zeitgeist and has been used by quite a bit of, well, I won't go into all that, but let's see. That's different choices for situations involving extremism and radicalism, damaging your outcome for your character. Okay, so I guess we want the good ending. All right. I mean, I don't really care which one I go with. The chick kind of looks a little sassy. Let's go with her. Alright, part 1. I guess you have to go through each one. Alright, cool.
Charlie was enjoying an online game with friends.
So was I! Oh, sorry.
Charlie had not long started attending a new college in East Riding, and they were so relieved to have made new friends having recently left school.
Yeah, this is this is like the quintessential modern social media era. I never had to take any things like this because back in the day, the internet wasn't really a big thing. We used it for research and everything, but there was not really any social media at the time. So, well, let's see.
Charlie has started browsing new games and websites that some of the new friends use.
Okay.
Sometimes, though, the people on these websites say things that seem off, even slightly concerning.
It's like, what? It's like, I remember my first day on the internet. It's like, dude, the internet is not. The internet is a vast and wondrous place, and people are gonna say some weird things. So, but that's the whole thing about freedom of speech, right? You're gonna have to see the bad things as well as the good, and hear the bad things as well as the good.
Someone on this website has encouraged Charlie to download a video, but Charlie is unsure.
When in doubt, never download the video. Not because it might be bad, but it might have a virus. People have lost that. They always want to hit that little download button before they are like, oh wait, there could be. Suddenly got Trojan horse down the throat of your computer, and you're having to go take it to a cleanup.
How should Charlie react?
Tell it. I am the trusted adult. Oh no. I'm going to download the video. The trusted adult has told you to download the video. Well, wait. Maybe we should ask the stranger first. Let's find out who the stranger is. Yeah. Let's find out who the stranger is.
Charlie questioned the stranger, asking what the video was about.
Someone would be cussing up on the very top.
Charlie felt uneasy when the stranger explained that if Charlie cared about the country, they would download the video and share it with as many people as possible.
Well, I mean, again, could be a virus, but then again, this isn't the day of LimeWire and all that, so who knows? I mean, I wouldn't download a video from a stranger, but not because I'm afraid of what the contents of the video necessarily, but because it might be a virus. But that's just me, so take that information as you do with it as you will.
Charlie wasn't sure what to say and didn't contribute anything more to the discussion. Instead, feeling that perhaps they had missed something on the topic.
Okay, so just saying, British pronunciation is already a little weird for me, but that's okay.
Luckily, Charlie trusted their instinct and didn't download or share the video.
Aww. Lame. I thought it was going to let me, like, go back and decide whether to do it or not. Lame. If this was a real game, it would let me, it'll let me do it or choose to do it again.
It's important to remember that downloading or streaming certain content can lead to a terrorist offence conviction.
Wait, what? Whoa. What happened to Great Britain when just downloading or streaming a certain content puts you on a terrorist, not just puts you on a terrorist watch list, but you get convicted of terrorism, essentially? What's going on with y'all? Alright, well, that's a little weird. Alright, so number 2. Now, I just want to pause right there. That's a bit of an extreme. It's like, if I just be like, someone tells you, hey, can you want to download this and share it? It's like, okay, cool, and you download and share it, and it's a weird, maybe subliminal messaging or just anything, right? And you don't really know what it's about, but you did it anyway, and then all of a sudden you're getting, what is it, Scotland Yard or whatever the heck it is over there banging on your door being like, hey, you're gonna be a terrorist now, or you're considered a terrorist now. Alright, I guess you don't even have to blow up buildings anymore, you just have to download a video. Alright. Who's the extremist in this?
Charlie is receiving an important grade on a piece of work they submitted for their hospitality course at college.
Wait, what? Do they have a hospitality course? Okay, so just so you know, in the United States, a hospitality thing is more like the hospitality industry, which is like hotels and stuff like that. So I don't know if this is anything like that or if it's something else. So let's find out.
Charlie put in a lot of effort for this work and is excited to receive good feedback.
All right.
Charlie takes a seat in class and waits to get their grade.
Oh, I keep forgetting I have to hit the little
Charlie
next button.
doesn't do as well as they expect.
Oof.
They got 60 out of 100 for their work, but they wanted at least 75 out of 100.
See? That's what happens when your best sometimes just isn't good enough. Just gotta get good.
To make matters worse, somebody else got 80 out of 100, and the teacher said that this person has received a job offer.
Is that a thing over there? Where you get a 80 out of 100 on a test and you suddenly someone's being like, hey, want a job? It's like, I feel like it would be a little bit, I don't know. I don't know how higher education works over there. I know, so here's the thing about me. I actually work in higher education, and this is a little weird. This is a little weird. It's a college area, or college saying, oh, she got a job offer, this game is kind of tying it to a grade they made on a test. That doesn't seem to jive regarding students trying to find jobs or job placement.
Charlie has applied to dozens of jobs, but hasn't had any luck yet.
Well, the story of our lives, man.
Somebody else in the class tells Charlie that this is proof that immigrants are coming to the UK and taking our jobs.
Is this the... That must be the Amelia character I saw on the memes. She's got the purple hair and the choker. So yeah, that's gotta be her. This one right here, this is a little interesting. Again, this is a kind of an information operations type thing, where they will typically or sometimes misrepresent a position from one side or the other, and they're trying to sway opinion on something, so they'll start using the same sort of rhetoric being used, but using it in either a negative or a positive way, right, to kind of push an idea. So that's kind of this is definitely information operations stuff right here. They're trying to make this person, I guess Amelia, sound like, oh, they're the immigrants. It's just the immigrants, ambiguous term. The immigrants are coming to the UK and taking our jobs. It's not whether these immigrants are trying to assimilate or they're trying to become British citizens or whatever, 1, 2, 3, right? It's just the immigrants. So that's kind of, they keep it ambiguous. They keep everything very vague and open to interpretation, which is very interesting. So let's see how it keeps going. Let's see. Ignore the comment and ask the course leader for feedback about how you can improve. Ignore the comment, but don't address your frustration. Well, how would they say, but don't address your frustration? It shouldn't be like ignore it and don't address your frustration. I don't know. Whatever. You know what? I'm going to do a C this time, because last time I didn't do that and I didn't get to go back and do the other one I wanted to do. So I kind of want to see what happens if I agree with the comment and explore the idea further.
Charlie approached the classmate angrily. They agreed with the ideas and began shouting about them in class.
Well, that escalated quickly. It's like, well, you couldn't just say, yeah, that totally is, and then just, that's it? But instead, you just blow up in class? That's kind of weird. It's like, just so people know, that's not how quickly radicalization goes. It's like, you don't go from, oh, that person got a better grade than I did. It's the immigrants, it has to be. It doesn't go straight like that. It's a gradual thing. No matter what version of radicalization it is. Now, not the thing is, what Amelia just said isn't necessarily something even necessarily nefarious. It's just an observation, and it didn't even really have anything that would necessarily radicalize someone, but maybe get them to think something. But so this reaction is kind of weird to have go from I got a bad grade to oh, it's their fault. So that's kind of a weird leap.
The teacher let Charlie know that the school has a zero tolerance on hate speech.
Oh, so now they're calling it hate speech. So voicing a concern is now hate speech, according to this. So they've escalated, gone from immigrants. Well, one, they kept the terminologies of immigrants and all that ambiguous, seemingly on purpose, and then they've switched it over to and then this person got really angry in class to now you've just spoken hate speech. I don't know what their definition of hate speech is, but I don't think that's hate speech necessarily. I feel like hate speech would be something close to akin to that specific immigrant either cheated or did something because of their whatever their color is, their race, ethnicity, whatever it is, right? You kind of have to go beyond just immigrant taking our job, therefore I'm mad about it, now I'm a hate speech person. It's kind of weird. It's just strange.
The teacher was concerned by Charlie's outburst and tried to get to the bottom of it.
So here's the thing about higher education. One thing you have to try not to do, especially with students, otherwise you could actually do something or feed into what their ideas are, is try not to accuse them of things, right? By kind of bringing up the idea that hate speech is not to be tolerated, you've basically just accused that person of hate speech. All right, so try not to, as a higher education person, you shouldn't be trying to accuse the person like right off the bat. This should have been like the first thing. You get to the bottom of it first, like, what do you mean by that? It's like, and let them explain themselves first before you just jump out and start throwing out these terminologies that can be very accusatory and things like that, and inflammatory to a person, especially someone in college.
Charlie became more agitated and ended up having to sit alone for the duration of the week's lessons because of the hurtful things they said.
Wait, what? What? Became more agitated and ended up having to sit down alone for the duration of the week's lessons. I wish they would have explained exactly what the hurtful things were said by the character you're playing as, because all she really did was express her frustration on something. So now she's basically in solitary confinement almost, for just saying something slightly rude, which that seems very. Again, who are the extremists and supposed to be in this thing? Because right now it seems like the education system in this area is more extreme, or takes things to more extremes than the person that they're accusing or interacting with, our character. So, which is a little weird. And in that way, trying to overcompensate for things. I guess they didn't learn their lesson with Germany after World War I, when they really just wanted to punish Germany for World War I, and then that basically fed the flames that eventually ended up becoming World War II. I guess the United Kingdom just hasn't learned their lesson on that. They overcompensate for the things that they don't like. There's no subtlety. There's no, not really. I don't really go for gentleness, but just a type of, hey, let's not go super hard. Let's get them to understand what they did was maybe concerning, and not to do it again before we go jump right into, hey, let's separate you from everyone else and basically treat you like an outcast because you said and accuse you of hate speech, just because you're angry at a grade that you got. So yeah, it's a little. Again, who are the extremists here? All right, number 3.
Charlie has been chilling out all afternoon.
Ah, yeah, chilling out.
They've been scrolling on social media.
Doom scrolling. Which is how I found out about these memes, ironically enough.
They spot a video that seems to be getting a lot of attention.
Is it a cat video? It's probably a cat video.
Charlie watches the video and learns from the video that Muslim men are stealing the places of British war veterans in emergency accommodation.
I'm not going to say nothing about that right now. Having been a veteran myself and having both studied Islam and having... I'll leave it at that for now. Let's see where this goes.
In the video, they explain that the government is betraying white British people and we need to take back control of our country.
So it's a little weird that they went straight to white British people. In a video about Islam taking control of British veteran locations. Here's the thing. Islam, let's just specify this. Islam is not a race, it's a religion. Anyone can become a Muslim. It doesn't matter if you're white, black, Arab, Chinese, whatever, it doesn't matter. You can become a Muslim. It doesn't, you just convert to Islam and now you're a Muslim. It's not a race. So the idea of the video would actually technically be, hey, Muslims, this religion is pushing out these veteran places and replacing it with their religion. Now, obviously we don't know what's going on, and clearly this video is trying to make it, or this game is trying to make it a little more ambiguous to where you're like, oh, that's again, everything's ambiguous because it has to be. The devil's in the details, and they don't want to have any details in there. They just want you to make it sound, oh, this person is saying this, now you have to be, that is considered extremism. So let's find out. Let's say, scroll past the ignored message, find out more about the topic online, engage directly with the post. This seems unfair. Let's go with C again, because again, they didn't let me re-choose any of these when I was doing the find out more about the topic online. What you would think you would find out the topic online, then you choose to whether you scroll past it or engage with it. But I guess you don't get to do that. I guess that's just another thing to do. But let's go here.
Charlie couldn't believe what they were seeing.
Okay, that's a...
Charlie immediately began typing comments and sharing the video with their friends and family, wondering what they could do to stop this.
Alright.
As the likes, comments and shares came in, they felt that they had performed a patriotic service by standing up for veterans and white people's rights.
Again, it's very, very specific on saying white people's rights. Not necessarily Great Britain's rights, but white people's rights. That right there, just so everyone knows, that is a information operations concept. You're using certain very specific rhetoric to push your ideas. So it's not, we want what's good for Great Britain or the United States or whatever. No, it's what we want for white people or whatever. Or you can insert anything into that spot, and that becomes the rhetoric, right? So let's keep going.
Unfortunately, Charlie didn't realise that some of the groups they were engaging with online were actually illegal.
Illegal. Okay, just so you know, if ISIS can have their own stinking websites and YouTube channels and all that kind of stuff, what in the world are they allowed to have? What is illegal here? It's like, I don't know. And it says engaging with online, not necessarily. I don't know. It's weird.
Charlie has been enjoying a family dinner at home when they receive a notification from their friend.
Who is the friend?
Charlie's mum makes a comment about using phones at the dinner table, but Charlie checks in anyway. Amelia, Charlie's close friend, has made a video encouraging young people in Bridlington to join a political group that seeks to defend English rights.
So here's interesting. Okay, I don't know where Bridlington is, so I don't know where. I know London. That's pretty much where I know. That's about it. And I've never even been to England, so I just kind of, in my head, I kind of know where England is on the map. But it's really interesting that here, like earlier, they were using the term white people's rights, but now with Amelia, it's switching over to seeks to defend English rights. So let's see how this plays out with that.
Amelia encourages Charlie to join a secret group on an app Charlie hasn't heard of
secret
before.
group.
Charlie isn't sure whether to join, explore further, or ignore.
Ooh, the secret group. I kind of want to join the secret group. I normally wouldn't. Okay, here's the deal about me. I am one of those guys who's basically, even whether I agree with your movement or not, I typically am not going to join your movement. That's just kind of the way I am. I don't really care. I've literally had people come up to me with similar interests that I have, that and things like that. And hey, you should join my group. And say, yeah, that's cool. I'm never going to join that group. It's just I don't join movements. So if it were me, I just wouldn't do it just because, just whatever, right? Even if I agree with it or have even strong opinions about the matter, I don't join movements. But for this one, I kind of want to see what the secret group is. I'm gonna see what they consider a secret group, because I'm guessing they're gonna make it sound nefarious. So I'm kind of curious what their nefarious secret group is.
Charlie thought the video the friend posted was so funny. They couldn't believe how many likes Amelia's memes were getting. It was inspiring.
That's what we call in the industry as foreshadowing. And of course it has the cool glasses on and all that, so that's fine.
Charlie joined the secret group on this new platform. Their phone wouldn't stop buzzing with messages of support and invitations to participate in several similar groups.
Okay, so it's not gonna tell me what the group is.
Charlie's mum was not so pleased and grew suspicious of all this new activity their child seemed to be involved in.
Okay. Well, okay, I guess it's not going to tell me that. I really just wanted to see more of what the secret group actually is.
Charlie was seeing their dad at the weekend. He lives in Hull, so their weekends look very different to their weekdays in East Riding.
Okay.
Charlie's friend Amelia immediately looked interested and told them about a protest she wished she could go to herself, but was not allowed.
She's not allowed, huh? Doesn't that sound a little bit anti-free speech?
Amelia spoke of a gathering that had been organised by a small political group. They would come together and protest the changes that Britain has been through in the last few years and the erosion of British values.
Okay. Erosion of British values, okay.
Amelia talked about the banners and the pickets that her friends had made for the events, and expressed a real regret that she could not go, begging Charlie to go in her place. Charlie has nothing to do this weekend, and a protest sounded like an interesting thing to take part in.
So, again, usually me in the real world, I wouldn't go to a protest. I don't care. I have better things to do with my time. But as far as this, it seems like this person, this character, would go to something like that. So let's go ahead and do a. Let's see. Let's go ahead and join it.
Charlie decided
Oh yeah, the double thumbs
this
up.
would be a good
Woohoo!
use of their time. Considering all the things they had seen and heard over the last few weeks, it would be good to express their feelings about it with like-minded individuals. They went home and made a banner to take with them to the protest. Charlie arrived at the protest and was swept up by the atmosphere. It was great to see so many people there.
Wait, so there's a lot of people there. Okay, so remember, we're talking about extremism and radicalization. If there's a whole lot of people there, would that be extremism and radicalization or something else? Usually, you don't end up with a huge amount of groups doing the extreme and radicalized things. It's usually pockets of smaller groups doing it. All right, they usually have to, like in the case of ISIS, they have to amass from like all over the world to gain actual numbers, or they have to amass in locations where it's more homogenous as far as their mindsets go. So if there's a whole lot of people, so there's a whole lot of British people at this town rising up, that's not radicalization, that's something else. There's an issue going on.
Everything was going well until Charlie almost became involved in a fight by accident.
Oh man, she got into the mosh pit. Fight, fight, fight!
The police saw they were part of a group and took their details.
Part of a group. They don't specify what type of group or what the values of that group are, just a group. Which means they're trying to keep people from joining any group.
Charlie was frightened by this, not knowing if their parents would be informed.
Yeah, okay, let's go.
Charlie thought about all the difficult choices they had needed to make in the last few weeks.
I mean, they're not super difficult, but okay.
Some of their choices had led to changes in friendship, and Charlie was feeling low, as they weren't sure if they had made the right decisions. The teacher had noticed this and decided to reach out.
Yes, the teacher. Okay, look. Whatever happened to the radicals in Britain singing songs like "We don't need no education," you know? It's like, whatever happened to that Great Britain?
The teacher sat with them and talked openly and frankly about the ideology that Charlie had discovered.
Ah, it's an ideology now. Alright.
The teacher reassured that Charlie wouldn't be in trouble, and they would receive support for some of the difficult thoughts they had been having.
Support for some of the difficult thoughts they had been having. Basically, you had wrong think. It's like, you didn't think the way we want you to think. Therefore, we will give you, quote unquote. Basically, that sounds an awful lot like re-education stuff. We're going to send you to the re-education camps, right? You were thinking these things. You were thinking the wrong... I just noticed, too, the teacher has a star in a yellow star in a more or less a red field. I mean, I'm just saying, that's a little bit on the nose, but okay. But yeah, it's just... This seems very gulag sounding. It was like, oh, don't worry, we will support your wrong kind of thinking. Get in the back of the car, please. Let's see. Oh, actually, it does say what kind of support could have received. They had chosen to engage. Let's find out.
Charlie accepted they may need support.
Let's find out what
Charlie's
they
teacher made a
prevent
good
referral.
and they were able to provide tailored support for Charlie.
Tailored support for Charlie. That sounds very brainwashy. So you're not allowed to think the way you want to think. You must think the way we want you to think. One of us.
They began a workshop that helped them learn how to engage positively with ideology and the differences between right and wrong in expressing political beliefs.
Wait. The difference between right and wrong in expressing political beliefs. They didn't do anything in this game that would seem a right or wrong expression. She joined a group, whether the group was not liked by whoever they are or whatever, right, is kind of irrelevant, and they went to a protest. I thought protests were the right way to do, or right way to express your political beliefs. I thought that was how you're supposed to do it, right? You go to a protest. You don't go blow up a building, right? You don't commit terrorist acts. You do a protest. You show your little signs. You like, hey, I don't like this, right? Both sides do it. So what's wrong? Is it because they went to a protest that they didn't like? Interesting.
Charlie received counselling to help them process the other events in their life, and they felt much better for it.
They sent her to a shrink for it? And how do you feel about that? And how does that make you feel? They literally sent her to a shrink for going to a protest. For maybe having slightly different ideas about what is happening in her country. Oh, congratulations. We were accused of hate speech. We got sent to a we were sent to a shrink for going to a protest that is apparently the wrong way to do politics. I guess because it's not the right type of politics that they want to hear. Oh man. Okay, so this was Pathways. Let's explore the consequences of your character's choices and see what lies ahead. Alright, let's see what happens.
Charlie was referred to Prevent and Channel.
And of course, that's the Muslim. The Muslim is on here. Of course.
Charlie was assigned a mentor to help them one-to-one. Someone who had been in their shoes.
Yeah, oh man. Okay, this is slowly getting more and more Orwellian, like further down that road. It's like, yeah, I used to think that we should have better British values. Now I think the government knows best. It's like, that is...
They were reluctant at first, but gradually warmed to their mentor, forming trust with them, having heard and understood the similarities between them.
So this right here actually looks more like how extremism occurs, or like radicalization occurs, than what the other stuff did. This is kind of what actually happens, where you have people they have really good, they have similar interests, they're very charming, they're very kind, they want to just help you, and then that's how they actually sway you to their side and radicalize you to their side. So this is actually doing the opposite. So this part is actually doing the opposite of what they think it's doing. they're actually showing the good guys as being the real people who are extremists and the people who are actually trying to radicalize. They're actually using the methods of radicalization and brainwashing and saying that's the good stuff. And the people who are not doing that, who are just being like, hey, do you want to join our movement? That's not really the way radicalization works. This is how radicalization occurs. So this is kind of crazy.
The mentor was honest about the dangers of following a harmful ideology, and the message resonated with Charlie.
I'm not sure what the little bubbles on the thing is. It's like no guns, or I'm not sure what the no fire. I'm not sure what that's trying to say, but that's kind of weird. Harmful ideology, like Islam. Just saying.
Charlie had been informed of the support they would receive from Prevent, including skills support and family sessions.
Family sessions? I still think it's so hilarious that all the good stuff, that's always this little star inside of that orangish red field. It's just hilarious to me. And of course, again, it's just, I find it ironic that they're talking about radicalization and extremism, but then they have the Muslim being the one who's telling them this is what. Well, I guess the Muslim would know how to radicalize her to her side. So I don't know.
With all these gentler interventions, Charlie was able to rebuild their confidence, find their identity, and continue their college course successfully.
It's like, I think it would be hilarious if at the end of this, Charlie is wearing a hijab. That would be hilarious. I would die laughing. Probably won't happen, but that's hilarious. That would be hilarious. The Prevent process. Into a video that explains the Prevent process. This will provide crucial details and advice applicable to real life. Okay, let's see what we got here.
What is Prevent?
What is Prevent?
Prevent is a referral program operated by the Home Office in partnership with local services.
I don't know what the Home Office is.
2003 as part of legislation responding to the 9/11 terror attack in the USA. The overarching aim of Prevent is to stop violent extremism from happening within our communities.
Wait a minute.
Prevent works on the basis that any ideology can be harmful, and therefore anyone can be at risk of becoming radicalized.
Wait a minute, so this was actually done in response to actual radicalization from Islam.
And it does so by addressing difficulties vulnerable individuals may be experiencing and helping them overcome it. Why is Prevent important? Prevent is an important part of the UK's counter-terrorism strategy because it seeks to tackle extremist behaviour as it emerges instead of after an attack. It acknowledges the underlying issues and vulnerabilities play a role in extreme ideas and behaviours and wants to reduce the effect.
Okay, oh cool, I can pause it. Okay. So let me get this straight. This was designed to be in response to the radicalized, quote unquote, radicalized version of Islam that caused 9/11. Okay. Everything that they've just said refers to actual like terrorism and terrorism attacks, terrorism everything. Nothing that happened inside the scenario seems to have led to actual terrorism and eventually terrorist attacks. They didn't even show what the group was about. They didn't even mention, hey, this group is known for terrorist actions. They didn't even do that. They didn't even mention any of that. They just said the group, a group, this group, right? So it's a little weird to be hearing all this information about what Prevent actually is regarding it's getting set up by actual Muslim terrorists let's say who it is. They were Muslim terrorists. And I'm pretty sure Britain still has most of the extremism in Britain is still from Islam. And from my understanding, it's still Islam. So the fact that they're not pushing against Muslim culture, that does probably, I guess, 80% or so of terrorism. And I mean, for crying out loud, let's just look at the. So this is the terrorist organizations list from the United States. Now a lot of them are now have been added because of the cartels. But if you look, a huge number of them are Muslim. Got Hezbollah, right? It's like Army of Islam. Indian Mujahideen, which is Muslim. This right here, Boko Haram. It's like all these are Muslim. Yeah, the vast majority got ISIS all up in here, right? Al Qaeda. It's like all of this is. That's so many of these groups are Muslims. You got of course the Muslim Brotherhood. Oh, that was the this happened in just a few days ago, maybe like a week ago. They got the Lebanese Muslim Brotherhood just got added. So cool. We just got another group right there. So it's like it's just ridiculous to me that they're sitting there saying, "Hey, excuse me. Hey, we're going to go after these people who are not necessarily extremists, but that's how we're going to package it." When the real problem, and it's funny because they actually, the quote unquote bad guys in this scenario bring up the actual bad guys in this group, in this extremist company or a scenario, which were the Muslims, taking over actual areas, which is a type of jihad. They point that out. They point out the real extremism, but they make it say, hey, they're pointing that thing out. That's bad. You shouldn't be pointing out the real extremism. That's extremist. That's so stupid.
Push someone into extremism. It's important because Prevent doesn't seek to punish people who have fallen victim to radicalisation. It aims to reduce the risk of violence and enable vulnerable people to live a life without hate or violence. Who does Prevent?
That kind of reminds me of the movie Serenity, where they want them to become so harmless, right? They don't want them to do any kind of violence or anything, and so they start using these methods, and then they just die, right? And then the irony of it is that the people who become perfectly serene and do nothing also become, or it also births the Reavers. So spoiler alert, they end up becoming like a portion of them become these extremely evil, like not really evil, but monstrous, like zombie-like creatures that just start killing everything and destroying everything, but then the rest of them just do so much of nothing that they just die. It's just funny. All right, so we won't go through the rest of this. This is I kind of already know what's going on now. But that was Pathways. Very interesting. Man, it's really hard to not see a lot of what's going on in this and seeing it as a very heavy-handed propaganda. It's literally re-education stuff. It's, you're not thinking the way we want you to, therefore Prevent is literally seems to be constructed as a reconstruction, or excuse me, a re-education camp. That's literally what it sounds like. It's like, we don't like the way you think. we're going to send you here so you can think the correct way. That's what the communists do. That's what they did in China. That's what they did in Russia. All right, that's just what they do. And to think that they're trying to say that those are the good guys and the other people were the radicals, it's just mind-boggling to me. It's like, you're the ones literally doing the things that radicals and extremists and terrorists do, but you're saying these other people who aren't doing that, for as far as we can tell, the biggest thing was a fight inside of the protest, and that happens all the time. Regardless of the outcome, it always happens. Doesn't matter what it is. And if that's the worst that happened during that protest, then good. We've already hit a lot of crazy things going on over here. I'm sure everyone's heard about that. But so that's a really hardcore outcome at a protest. But that one, the one they were showing, was not really extreme and not very worried. So the worst that happened was, I feel icky about what I might have seen and done over at this one protest I went to. That's a it's a little weird. But anyway, that was Pathways. Let me know what y'all think. Again, if you're from Great Britain and you can have more insight on this stuff for me, by all means, let me know, and I'll take a look. I'm rooting for you guys over there, over across the pond. But yeah, that's really all I got. So like, subscribe, and if you like the video, drop a comment and give me some more information. But other than that, I'll catch y'all later. Bye.